and good luck. And welcome back to Good Luck with Gino. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost, and you're watching the fastest growing podcast in the world. Guys, we're back. Did you miss me? I mean, we both know the answer to that question, but why don't you show just how much you miss me by tapping that like button and smashing that subscribe button, whether you're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or on YouTube. And you should be on YouTube. And why is that? Well, because you'd see that I came to play today. That's right. I'm back from a 2-week stint in Korea. And you can tell by looking at me that, your boy got dripped out while he was out there. I mean, this shirt. Whew, huh? Look at that. Yeah. Make sure you're subscribed. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Save it to your device. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and grease up that algorithm. Go ahead, head down into the basement or maybe into your cellar. I know you've had the grease put away for a couple of weeks. Dust it off. Crack it open. Dip your hand in that grease and grease up that algorithm because you're an oil man. Go tell your son, HW, to go downstairs and grab the bucket. Huh? All right. We're back from Korea. I was in Korea for 2 weeks writing K-pop bangers, writing absolute smashes, and it was a lot of fun. You know, I love Korea. I go there pretty often, and we're just expanding that network, right? We're in the Gino the Ghost global takeover, and we're really trying to go crazy in K-pop next year. So we're doing the work now so the results pour in on the airwaves next year. Had some great food, did some great shopping, hung out with some great people. It was blockchain week down there. Went to a few events. Shout out my boy Luca Nets. Went to the Pudgy Penguins event. I went to the Crypto Punks brunch. And we had a good time. I'm not going to bore you. We're going to get into the week because we got a lot to cover. Okay, we got a lot to cover. And I've been chomping at the bit to get back on the podcast, Mike. God damn it, dude. I've just been in the room shadowboxing, thinking about shadowboxing this Shure SM7B. Huh? Football's back. Oh, what do me and football have in common? We're both so back. The Lions play tomorrow. I'm recording this on Saturday. If they lose to the Rams on opening night, you might not see me next Sunday. I will be in a feverish depression. But they won't. They're going to win. They're going to go 17-0. They're going to win the Super Bowl. And that's that on that. I did finesse NFL Sunday ticket again. This is a confession. The NFL might come for me. But, every year since, it's been a long time. I've been doing this little thing where I refuse to pay full price for NFL Sunday ticket. There's a college discount if you're a college student where you can get like half off Sunday ticket. It's like $400 fucking dollars for the season, which is just larceny. So, me, I'm not going to do that. It's like $200 if you're a student. Well, I'm not a college student and haven't been for a long time. So what I do is Photoshop. And I'll leave it at that. I told my friend, my buddy Tim, I'm like, that time of year again. Time to finesse Sunday ticket. And he's fucking busting my balls. He's like, 32-year-old man still stealing $100 from the NFL. And I said to him, I said, Tim, it's not about the money. It's about getting away with it. It's not about the $169 that I'm saving, because money isn't real. It's about sending a message to DirecTV and YouTube and Roger Goodell and whoever the fuck else is reaching in my pockets. I could just go to Stream East and watch it for free, which I do in in-market games. But it's about sending a message. I do it for the love of the game. I'm a hustler, baby. Anyway, here's an example of not being a hustler, not being a finesser, because I'm a master finesser, okay? I'm from the city of scammers. I'm from Detroit, but I never scammed, and I never will scam, but I do finesse. There's a difference, okay? And that difference is the difference between 15 years in prison and being Jeff Bezos. And that's where we're headed, right? Okay. So the other end of the spectrum, these fucking clowns. If you haven't heard about the viral Chase Bank money glitch going around, there was this viral scam really going around where people would write themselves a massive check, deposit it at Chase Bank, and then withdraw the money before the check clears or it doesn't clear. Because that was like an exploit in Chase's system. You write yourself a fat ass check for like 20 grand, you cash it, and then you pull out the money while the check isn't clearing, right? But the money's not there, but the bank doesn't realize that. So a bunch of people were like, yo, if you got a Chase account, tap in with me. I'm going to get us both paid. So fucking idiots they would send these people on a treasure hunt to go find some magic money out of the ATM that wasn't there. And then they would say, yeah, don't worry, the money's going to clear and you'll be all good. Chase, and we'll split the money. You pay me this and I'll tell you how to do. And then guess what? The next day, oops, the money's not there. What they did find is a negative bank account for the money and a frozen account. Because guess what? That's not a money glitch. It's check fraud. Oh, you thought that was a infinite money glitch at Chase? No. That's just a bank robbery. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm from Detroit, scam capital of the United States of America. I've seen a lot of dumb scams over the years. This might be the dumbest. This isn't some new money hack exploit that these idiots found. It's called kiting. Check kiting. It's basically the plot of the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio. And these idiots didn't even make it 24 hours before they were caught. Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, JP Morgan's going to catch you. John Pierpoint Morgan is the fucking boogeyman, and he's coming for that bag. He's coming for his money. Hello? Hi. It's John Pierpoint Morgan. You have $30,000 of mine? I'm going to need that back. It's like doing the Nigerian prince scam on yourself. That's white-collar crime, bucko. You can't just do that. You cashed a check for $80,000 that you don't have. That money came from somewhere, and those people aren't just going to forget about it. It's a bank. They have a set of account. They do a pretty good job of accounting for their money. They're the most powerful company in the world, one of them. You think you're going to fucking go to the ATM on Orchard and 11 Mile and pull out $50,000? This isn't Grand Theft Auto. You can't just R2, L1, right, up, down, left, right yourself $50,000 into your account. You didn't just print $50K in profit, but you did print $50K in debt, and you did print 5 to 10 in prison, didn't you? Yeah, you did. You're a dickhead. And guess what else? Every deposit over $10,000 is also auto-reported to the IRS. So they're coming for you too. What did you think was going to happen? Your credit score is about to look like your IQ score. Sub 100. So yeah, that's what we call natural selection at work. What a cute shirt I have on, huh? Look at that. Wow. I mean, that's That is adorable. Okay, moving on. Pedro Almodovar's new film, The Room Next Door, starring Tilda Swinton, premiered at the Venice Film Festival. And that's not the news headline. The headline is, when Pedro's new film, The Room Next Door, premiered at the Venice Film Festival, there was a 17-minute standing ovation after the movie. A 17-minute standing ovation. I want you to think about how long 17 minutes is. Okay? We're about probably 7 minutes into this podcast. Double it. You've been standing and clapping for that long. 17 minutes is not a standing ovation. It's a hostage situation. Okay? You're being held hostage. 17 minutes is a short film. 17 minutes is 4 Bon Iver songs. Imagine being the director of this movie and your film is over and people are standing up and clapping and looking at you for 17 minutes. This is like a room full of people singing happy birthday to you, but for a full quarter of NBA basketball. And you're just awkwardly, thank you, for 17 minutes. Dude, I don't even think the Russians applauded Stalin for this long. And they were, you just got killed if you stopped clapping. Journey with me. Come journey into my mind palace. I want you to imagine you're there. You just watched the movie, right? It's a horror film, by the way. Okay. This isn't Lady Bird. So you're there, you watch it. The movie ends. Everybody stands up and starts clapping, right? 30 seconds in, you start to look around waiting. In fact, I have a clip of this. I want you to watch. We're going to watch the clip. And I'm going to and this is going to be your thought process as it happens. Okay. Woo! You're clapping. Look at that. Sure. 30 seconds in now, you're starting to look around. You're waiting to see if you can be seated. Yeah. Okay. 1 minute in now, you start to think, all right, okay, all right. Now 2 minutes have gone by. Yeah, it's been 2 minutes. We're still clapping, huh? Wow, this is, It's been 5 minutes. Your hands start to shave. The muscles in your face, they hurt from fake smiling. Yeah? Your hands are probably pretty numb now. You've been smacking them together for 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, we're still going. Now it's been 6 minutes. Your feet hurt. You haven't eaten since noon. We're still clapping. Yep. Yeah. It's been 8 minutes. Or has it been 9? How long has it been? Wait a minute. How did I get here? How long have I been? Who am I? It's now been 10 minutes. You look around, people are soiling themselves and sobbing uncontrollably. Nobody knows when to stop. Nobody knows how to stop. Clapping. Wooing. It's all they've ever known. Your body begins to shut down. It's been 12 minutes. You begin to question the nature of your reality. Have you died? Is this hell? No. It's worse. You're in circle jerk purgatory. You're stuck in a time loop. You check your phone to call for help, but it's dead. It's been dead. Your phone's been dead. It's April 2031. You've been here for 7 years. Clapping, smiling, wooing. You try to stop. Your body won't let you. Your hands are out of your control. It's been 13 minutes. Or has it only been 2 minutes? Who are you? How did you get here? It's been 3 minutes. You've got 14 to go. Just fucking imagine that. I blow my brains out. Well, no, I'd actually just leave, to be honest. I've been in situations like this before at award shows where everyone's like fucking, you know, they're just, and I can assure you I would have absolutely been the first to stop and sit down. After about maybe 40 seconds, that's the most I would go. The rumor is those people are still there standing and clapping. Julianne Moore is still there. Standing around and clapping forever is the perfect way for Hollywood to spend eternity, though, I will say. Oh, my God. I won't be seeing that movie. I don't watch horror movies anymore because I live by myself and I just can't. You know, I'm not scared of anything, but I'm not going to put myself through that. Okay, one more hilarious story before we get to our main story. All right, this is going to be a lot. I might get canceled for this. Yeah, we're playing with fire here, guys. We're playing with fire. I'm going to need you to come to my aid in the comments section when this inevitably blows up in my face. We're walking a fine line, but, you know, I got the Balenci's on, and I got a good balance. So let's see how I do. So, a wild story this week. 2 straight cis female OnlyFans models. Oh, God. just saying those first 8 words, I can just feel the fire, you know? I can just feel the embers underneath my feet. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I gotta get back into it, dude. Okay. 2 straight cis female OnlyFans models are going viral after cosplaying as trans girls. Oh, God. It's just, I can't. Every word is just... All right, come on. We got this. Let's go. Stay with me. 2 straight cis female OnlyFans models are going viral after cosplaying as trans girls to boost their OnlyFans numbers. They're putting dildos in their shorts and using filters to give themselves a squarer jaw, etc. Now, why are they doing this? Because, believe it or not, there's a large community of people that are really into that. They're into trans, they're straight men that are sexually attracted to trans women. Dwight Howard. Many of them won't admit it, Dwight Howard, but there's a large community of that. So they did this, and obviously they're doing it for a reason because the numbers are indicating it's good for business, right? So it worked. It went crazy viral, and I'm sure their numbers have 10x'd and gone crazy. Well, obviously, the trans community is up in arms over this. They're very upset. The most viral tweet, which may have snowballed this into being such a huge story, is from a trans woman who retweeted it and said, and I quote, "My gender is not your costume." Which kind of puts us in an interesting predicament, doesn't it? Because, well, to recap, if you're following back at home, men who identify as women are mad at women who identify as women, pretending to be men who identify as women. You follow me? Men who identify as women are mad that women who identify as women are choosing to identify as men that identify as women. And I'm afraid we're reaching levels of irony never before seen. I mean, this is a perfect cocktail of irony. South Park couldn't have even scripted this. Do you understand? I'm pro-trans. I'm an ally. But you got me. I got to be honest. I'm stumped on this one. because all the Republicans, all the anti-trans folk are like, well, and I got to be honest, my hands are tied. It's a tough one. It's a catch-22, isn't it? This is actually a new type of catch-22. It's a catch-pen 15, I'm calling it. Because we're seeing transphobia from the trans community. A catch-pen 15. The trans community is like, you can't pretend to be a woman that identifies as a man. You can't be a woman that identifies as a woman that identifies as a man. My gender is not a costume. You see how it's you gotta admit it. It's a little tricky, huh? But also, you guys see me walking the tightrope here? But also, while I'm juggling firing bowling pins, but also overly horny men who want to stick it to the trans community and are anti-trans are coming out in support of these girls and their right to identify as a woman identifying as a man, and therefore are supporting the trans community and becoming attracted to trans women and admitting they're attracted to trans women, even though they're not technically trans women, but they're cosplaying as trans women, so they are a catch-pen 15. You see the predicament. Both sides are stuck. It's what happens when an inanimate object meets an immovable force. It's perfect. It's perfect. The universe, completely balanced, both sides, at a stalemate. I think we all learned a little bit about each other, didn't we? Maybe the trans was really just the trans we made along the way. We're all kind of learning, huh? The trans community, maybe we're learning, and us pro-trans allies are saying, okay, I can understand how this is an issue. And the Republicans who are, maybe now we can understand that we should just let people do what they want, maybe? Maybe we all can kind of, huh? We solved it. Guys, we did it. We finally came together, didn't we? Even if it is just to argue. Cosplaying leave it to white women to find a way to culturally appropriate the trans community, you know? If there's a culture, white people will find a way to culturally appropriate it. They will find a way. Huh? Oh, new demo pops up. We gotta find a way to gentrify it. We gotta find a way to exploit it. Anyway, if you thought that was spicy, we're just getting started. If I do get canceled, it's been real, guys. I love you. I'll just go back to making music. Okay. Here we go. Our main story. And we will be putting on the Pit Vipers for this one. Our main story is brought to you by a little something that I like to call the #1 news network. The news network that you can rely on. The only source of independent media that's not going to take foreign money to push propaganda. I'm talking, of course, about GNN. That's right. Welcome to GNN. And goddamn it, we're about to get serious, and we're putting on the Pit Vipers. And now, your host, Gino the Ghost. Welcome to GNN. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost, and this is the news. We got a fucking bombshell. Let me flip the pitties up for the beginning of this story. The U.S. Department of Justice released their indictment that Tenet Media, a Tennessee-based online content company, was covertly funded by Russian operatives. Whoa! That's a spicy meatball. The DOJ accused Russian nationals Konstantin Kalashnikov and Elena Afanasieva. I think I said that right. Elena Afanasieva. That's a sick name, and it rhymes. Both employees of Russian state-controlled media outlet RT, of funneling nearly $10 million to Tenet Media from October 2023 to August 2024. The funds were used to promote content that aligned with Kremlin interests, focusing on amplifying divisions within the United States on topics like immigration, Ukraine, inflation, and more. Holy fucking shit, dude. So basically, RT employees managed their operation through shell companies and fake identities. They manipulated the media company to produce pro-Russia propaganda. Lauren Chen, who's a popular right-wing media host and entrepreneur, is the owner of Tenet Media, and she was the mastermind, I guess, of this. I don't know if she was the mastermind. Russia was clearly the mastermind, but she was kind of like the main player here. However, the big scandal, and like kind of how, I mean, that's the big scandal, but the fragments of this are that influential right-wing commentators, very popular influential right-wing commentators, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin, and Tim Pool, were implicated. And I mean, this is pretty fucking insane. These are all like independent news sort, whatever, blah, 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 but they're very right wing. And as this whole scandal has like uncorked, all these videos are coming out. And it's like, you know, if you don't know who Tim Pool is, he's the fucking guy that always wears the beanie and is just such a fucking loser. He's just like a guy who used to be kind of in the middle and then just like went full right, you know? And yeah, so at least he was subtle about it though, you know? At least he didn't go on here.
But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy, being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine. They are expanding this war. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you've got criminal elements of the U.S. government pushing them and guiding them and telling them what to do. Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline, triggering this conflict. Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world. We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia.
Now, come on. Does this really sound like a guy that was a paid Russian operative? Come on. You're going to tell me this guy is spewing Russian propaganda? I mean, let's be serious.
We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia.
We should apologize to Russia. Very subtle. I mean, he's reading from a script. If you're not watching, he's glancing down at his notes written by Putin himself. Vladimir Putin wrote this shit himself, bar for bar. Putin's his ghostwriter. Insane. So then, of course, you know, he gets on, he gives his side of the story. Here's his side of the story. Let me find it. Yeah, this is Tim Pool's defending himself. I don't even know how you could, but.
And we were preparing to engage in sponsorships, and you know, they were getting hundreds of thousands of views per episode. And
oh yeah, I should preface this. Tim Pool was getting $100,000 a week. Did I mention that? Yeah. Tim Pool was receiving $100,000 a week to shill Russian propaganda. Now, yeah, here's his side of the story, where pretty much he claimed, because I don't know if I'm going to watch this whole fucking clip. I might just turn it off in disgust. He claims he had no idea. He's a victim.
And we were preparing to engage in sponsorships, and they were getting hundreds of thousands of views per episode. And we decided to license it out because Lauren contacted us and was saying, we'd love to license something from you. And I said, well, we don't need to do that. We're an independent company. We have our own members and sponsorships. And then it took quite a while, but long story short, we agreed to a non-exclusive broadcast license, which meant that we own the show. So I barely even talked to Lauren. And it's kind of crazy. I've known her for a long time. So when she said that she was launching a company, she had investors, I'm like, okay. I mean, I hear that 50 times a year. And in the podcast space, we just heard that I think Travis Kelce is getting a $100 million contract. So these numbers that's where they're at. I think people don't realize how big the podcasting space is and the revenue that you generate from sponsorships and membership.
Yeah.
For all I knew, this was, Lauren Chen. She works at The Blaze. She wanted to start a company. She found investors. That was seemingly the gist of it. We only ever took money from an American corporation. Oh. The amount of money that we were offered for the show was around market value for offers we had already received. And so it was just like, cool, I know Lauren, sure, whatever. And then you got Benny and Dave and Matt Christensen and Taylor Hansen, who I know them all. And I'm like, yeah, this seems fine, whatever.
I'm about to fucking rip you.
And the crazy thing is, assuming all this stuff is true, I'm like, man, this sucks. We didn't need the deal. The deal didn't do anything for us. It was just, sure, I guess. And the revenue that we were paid through the licensing deal was inconsequential to my lifestyle, to the bottom line of the company. And we've actually never done anything with it. Right. I would say the overwhelming majority of the money is just not gone anywhere. And then, we have people tweeting at me like, give the money back or whatever it is. Like, dude, let me put it this way. We're talking to our legal team. I can say that I just announced I've been contacted by the FBI as a victim of a potential victim in a crime. They have stated that I may have information relevant to their ongoing investigation and requested a voluntary interview. So engaging with counsel, we are going to provide, assistance in whatever way we can. And that's about it. I mean, it's
yeah, all right. Okay. Nice try, Ben a bitch, Arnold. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Market value. Yeah, well, 100K, yeah, that's pretty much the going rate. Yeah, $100,000 a week's the going rate for podcast sponsorships. Somebody want to tell me? News to me. Market value is about $9 CPM. Certainly not $1 per view. He gets about 100,000 views an episode. Yeah, that puts him at about conservatively market value, and I've done the math, around $7,000 an episode. If we're being really liberal, $14,000. Certainly not 10 times that. We only took money from an American corporation. Yeah, that's laundering. You took it from an American corporation because it was laundered to an American corporation. Dude, any sponsorship that I ever get is fully vetted. But if someone was ever like, hey, do you want $100,000 a week? I might inquire as to what it's about or where the money's coming from. That's a lot of fucking money. Yeah, sure. You want to give me the salary of a CEO in middle America a week? Oh, I just got to list off these pro-Russia talking points. I'm sure it's nothing. Sure. Yeah, great. I mean, acting as a victim is hilarious. The first victim in the history of crime where the money was put into your pocket. Here's 100 bans a week. All you have to do is read these obvious pro-Russia talking points. Don't worry where the money's coming from. You knew the money was dirty. $100,000 a week. And you still managed to be a swaggerless, incel-adjacent fucking loser. If I was getting 7 figures a year from the motherland of Russia, you'd know it. These pit vipers would be bust down. I'd have a custom line. So his defense here is, it isn't my fault that I was being puppeted to spew Russian propaganda, and I'm too dumb to have realized it, and my dumbass audience didn't notice it either. And I didn't know that the money was coming from Vladimir Putin himself. I'm just a podcaster. Well, I didn't know better. I'm a victim. And $100,000 is inconsequential. Dude, shut up. You're so full of shit, Tim. $100,000 a week is inconsequential. Yeah, dude. For sure. Of the independent company that you own. Man, Putin is kicking our ass, isn't he? Yeah, he's giving us the fucking hands. These fucking traitors who will do anything for $1. Anything to take down Democrats or whatever the fuck it is, man. It is embarrassing. And then he pretty much admitted that he was going to turn into an informant at the end there. I'm cooperating with the FBI. Imagine Tim Pool like having a meeting with the Kremlin wearing a wire under his beanie, you know? Not only are you a fucking traitor, but you're a rat now too. And oh, by the way, you're not supposed to say it on the podcast. Oh, by the way, when you're an informant, you probably shouldn't say it on the podcast. The money is inconsequential. Hilarious that Republicans are trying to call Kamala a communist when their talking heads are literally communist spies. What is it, the Cold War? I mean, what is going on here? Dude. This is why independent media is a joke, okay? First of all, why are you taking money for any political stance? You aren't independent media if you're taking money from lobbyists. You're not independent media if you're being paid to spew any kind of propaganda. Congrats, you just became CNN. Congrats, you're Fox News. Great job. Isn't this what you're supposed to be against as an independent news source? You're a paid parrot. And in this instance, it's for Russia. You're a fucking traitor, dude. Imagine being a traitor in 2024. Dude, imagine being a spy. Dude, is there anything more lame than being a Soviet spy in 2024? Who do you think you are, dude? I mean, is there anything more whack? It's so lame. The only thing lamer is the conspiracy cope from alt-right Republicans who are like, this indictment suddenly dropped the day after Tim Pool threatened to sue Kamala Harris because her campaign Twitter profile posted one of his own clips. Oh, here go the Democrats trying to silence right-wing voices. Yeah, dude, several years of retroactive investigation and evidence gathered in one night and put together in an indictment and dropped the next morning. They sure work fast, the Department of Justice. The cult is so strong that these idiots are literally defending treason. I'm convinced these people don't even love our country. They just hate Democrats. And to be clear, I'm not talking about all Republicans, because sensible Republicans are like, oh, fuck these people. They're traitors. Get them out of here. It's the people that like can't get out of their echo chamber for 1 minute. Slaves to it. This isn't a conspiracy spawned up by the Democrats to go after Tim Pool. Who gives a fuck about Tim Pool? Nobody. Other than 100,000 dumb fucks that watch the show. There's no conspiracy from the American government. Newsflash, here on GNN, our enemies are trying to fuck with us, and it's working. Do you know why it's working? You want to know proof that it's working? Because the DOJ just dropped a fucking indictment detailing all of the treason in which everybody's like, yeah, well, I did take that money. Yeah, well, yeah, there's, you got, and you're still going to fucking sit there and act like it's made up? You are a fucking jackass. And congrats, you fell for Russian propaganda. 17-minute standing ovation. You're an idiot. And you're un-American. You don't get to wear the fucking America Pit Vipers. You couldn't put them on. If you tried to put them on, they'd melt off your face. You don't get to wear that uniform. And you know what? The scary thing? This is probably just a tip of the iceberg. That Tucker Carlson indictment's going to hit like crack in the 80s, baby. You remember when he went over to Russia and did a MTV Cribs tour of a fucking grocery store? When he was looking around the Russian grocery store in awe and amazement and went on a fucking pro-Russia parade? Yeah. Anyway. Let's get to everybody's favorite segment, yeah? You've missed it, haven't you? Let's take off the Pit Vipers. Let's take them off. We're gonna go back to having a good time. We're gonna go back to having a fun, good time. Aren't we? We're all patriots here. If you watch the Good Luck podcast, you're a patriot. Democrat, Republican, no matter what you are. Independent, you're a Pat. You're a patsy. Let's get into the fuck out of here Hall of Fame. And to be clear, yes, these guys they've all been enrolled. Tim Pool's in he's a nominee for FOH HOF for the fucking year. I'll tell you that much. Okay. Let's get into it. Here's the first video. We're back to making fun of entrepreneur bros. I know you've needed your fix. So here we go.
Guys, people want to shit on you for being in a pyramid business. Look at this plaza all around me. Which company is the richest company here? It's Subway. Why is it Subway? Because they sell the most franchises, guys. At the end of the day, people want to shit on you for going out and recruiting, but that's the only way you become rich. You gotta duplicate. At the end of the day, you're building your own pyramid, because guess what? All these companies are pyramids. But I'll tell you something right now. Subway, the owners are billionaires. They've done tens of billions of dollars last year. But that franchise owner is sitting in there and making freaking subs for the customers. Can that franchise owner ever become a billionaire or a multimillionaire? No, they gotta go buy more franchises. In this business, the best thing I love is you don't get stuck just making damn subs. You can get your customers, but you can also duplicate and build your own empire.
So I'm running a pyramid scheme. So what? Yeah, it's well, it's actually, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid business. It's a pyramid business. Get it right. Just got on camera and admitted to running a pyramid scheme, you know? Bro rented a Lambo so he could look rich while ratting on himself on camera, while dry snitching in the Petco parking lot. Great work, dude. Thank God Instagram wasn't around when Bernie Madoff was coming up. Would have been the shortest fucking tale in history. You know what I mean? Bro even brought out a prop pyramid paperweight to demonstrate him committing white collar crime, you know? These people are so dumb, dude. Okay, also, a franchise is not a pyramid scheme. That's not what that is. Subway is not a pyramid scheme. There's a big difference between Subway and Amway. Okay? Subway is selling they're selling sandwiches. They're selling a product. It might be a dog shit product, but it's a product. It's like, what he's saying is like, it's like if Subway was recruiting people to sell sandwiches, but instead of selling sandwiches, they were recruiting people to sell Subway franchises that only sold courses on how to get other people to buy a Subway franchise. In that Subway franchise, when you walked inside, there was no subs. There was just a guy there trying to get you to buy a Subway franchise. They aren't selling a fake course, but they are selling fake lunch meat. And there's a distinct difference, okay? It's a terrible comparison. It's a horrible analogy. Who does this guy think he is, dude?
Guys, people want to shit on you for being in a pyramid business. Look at this plaza all around me. Which company is the richest company here? It's Subway. Why is it Subway? Because they sell the most...
Right behind them, Walmart. Which company is the richest in this plaza? It's Subway. Walmart's behind them. $600 billion annually. 10x what Subway does. Oh, by the way, Subway going bankrupt. Great job. Numbers, record downfalls. Just sold their entire business for $9 billion. It's a sinking ship. What are you talking about? This fucking guy, dude. Bro's the Jared from Subway of MLMs. What do they have in common? They both target young boys. Yikes.
franchises, guys. At the end of the day, people want to shit on you for going out and recruiting, but that's the only way you become rich. You got to duplicate. At the end of the day, you're building your own pyramid, because guess what? All these companies are pyramids. But
you got to duplicate. If you can own 10 Subway franchises before you're 30, if you can own 10 pyramids before you're 30, you know, they built the Subway franchise owners, they built the ancient pyramids in Egypt. And if you can build 10 of those, you can have generational geometry. You can stack those pyramids on top of each other like Legos and create a giant pyramid. You can create an Illuminati-like pyramid where you don't have to, and then you can make, and then those sandwiches, you can make.
I'll tell you something right now. Subway, the owners are billionaires. They've done tens of billions of dollars last year. But that franchise owner is sitting in there and making freaking subs for the customers. Can that franchise owner ever become a billionaire or a multimillionaire? No, they gotta go buy more franchises. In this business, the best thing I love is you don't get...
The best thing I love... This guy off my fucking screen, dude. Moving on. All right. This is going to just absolutely destroy your childhood, and I don't apologize for it. Here we go. This is Drake Bell's new song.
Lotion by the ocean, dancing in my Speedo slow motion. Then I stop, and the beat just goes. Got sand on my toes and my Cheerios. I got popcorn, bubble gum, and a hit song on the radio. And I don't understand why the life god's mad, he's furious. Why so serious? Spent my last dollar on this bus to
Dude, who let Drake Bell put out this Nick Jr. ass song, man? Nick, never make music again. This is the worst. It's gonna take some time to realize. My childhood is just destroyed. I mean, this song, dude. Who's responsible for this song? Sounds like a Target back to school blowout sale commercial, you know? Tell me it doesn't sound like that. Welcome to our end of summer sales event. Are you heading back to school? Make sure you grab a new lunchbox or a new Crayola set by Mattel. And the beat just goes, got sand on my toes and my Cheerios. Colors, markers, notebooks, backpacks. Get on down to Target's back to school blowout. You know? Kirkland brand Harry Styles ass song. This is Blurred Lines if it was Kids Bop, and instead of Emily Ratajkowski and Elle Evans dancing behind him, it's the Wiggles, you know? Instead of Emily Ratajkowski and Elle Evans just topless dancing behind him, it's the Teletubbies. Dude, we got to talk about these lyrics too. I mean, what are these fucking lyrics, dude? Ocean, by the ocean, dancing in my Speedo slow motion. Dancing in my Speedo slow motion. Oh. Then I stop, and the beat just goes, got sand on my toes and my Cheerios. Sand in my toes and my Cheerios? Who the fuck eats Cheerios at the beach? Why do you have Cheerios? Drake, why do you have Cheerios at the beach, Drake? Sand in my toes. I got popcorn, bubble gum, and a hit song on the radio. I got popcorn, bubble gum, and a hit song on the radio. Is the hit song in the room with us, Drake? Popcorn, bubblegum, you know? What is, I mean, it's... And I don't understand why the lifeguard's mad, he's furious. Dude, the lifeguard is pissed, dude. Dude, the lifeguard is pissed. Drake's fucking dancing slow motion in a Speedo on the beach, eating Cheerios. And the lifeguard is fucking furious about that, dude. Why so serious? Why so serious? Spent my last dollar on this bus to the beach. Brought my hand sanitizer and a bottle of bleach. Suntan. A bottle of... Why do you have a bottle of bleach? I tell you what, I could use a bottle of bleach right now so I could drink it. After hearing this, I'm all set. I pray to God nobody I know wrote this song or worked on it, because I'll have no choice but to excommunicate you. This song fucking pissed me off so much, man. Bro tried to drop the song of the summer, and it's September. You missed it. You missed it. You should have waited and dropped this in May of next year. In fact, you should have never dropped this at all. You should have dropped it into the middle of the ocean, where nobody could hear it. This fucking song, dude, it's horrible. Sounds like high school groomsicle, you know? Reminder, Drake Bell pled guilty to attempted child endangerment and sending inappropriate text messages to a 15-year-old. Just a friendly reminder that Drake Bell was sending inappropriate messages to a girl that doesn't have her driver's license yet. Then he moved to Mexico after pleading guilty to those charges so he could escape the heat. So we're not going to let him off the hook for this dog shit song. This is all Dan Schneider's fault. This is the worst thing to ever happen at Nickelodeon. This song. By
by the ocean.
I mean, he wrote this song this song sounds like it's targeting underage. I don't want to. What I'm saying is, Not Like Us should have really been for this Drake. Do you know what I mean? Because the lyrics, dancing in my Speedo slow motion, should be a sex crime. And for that matter, so should eating Cheerios on the beach. Okay, last video here. Brought to you by mental illness.
You know, Dan, I've had a lot of encounters. I had an encounter with a hybrid that I can't tell you all the details now, but it was a direct connection to my family being involved. They didn't create the hybrid, but they were stolen from to create the hybrid. I saw the hybrid. I've been on assignment to try to find it and kill it for many years now. I'm just going to say that. I don't care. And also, I have dealt with shapeshifters. I had a werewolf who is a shapeshifting person. This is real, guys. This isn't just the movies.
Okay.
Snap out of it. This is real. Okay, and this werewolf was on assignment to take out a bride of Christ that had been rescued, a bride of Satan, that they were grooming her to be the bride of Satan, that had been rescued from the cult. And so the werewolf came as a punisher because a werewolf is an assassin.
We know that.
And I got in the way. And so I was also targeted by that same werewolf. So I've seen shapeshifters. I've seen hybrids with my own eyes. I've dealt with them. I've encountered them. I'm sound of mind. And this is real.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you just say that? I'm sound of mind. Is the sound Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne? Is the sound of methamphetamine boiling on the spoon? I'm sound of mine. Okay. Her mind palace is a haunted house. Hey, take it easy, Alexis Jones. Okay? This is the girl from the plane that claims she saw a lizard person? No, it's not her. It's just, okay. I mean, why does I feel like every Christian podcast I get on my algorithm is like this lunacy. Are there regular Christian podcasts that just talk about like the Bible and Christ and like Christianity? Or is everybody talking about shapeshifters and exorcising demons out of people? And what was this story this journey she took us on? Sounds like she barely read the Spark Notes and is trying to convince her English teacher that she did her homework and read the Twilight series. That's what this sounded like. And I've met hybrids and shapeshifters, and I was targeted by a werewolf. She was targeted by Taylor Lautner. This woman, dude. What is? And then she's like, dude, the werewolf thing,
Dealt with shapeshifters. Mm-hmm. I had a werewolf who is a shapeshifting person. This is real, guys. This isn't just the movies.
Oh, silly me. Sorry.
Snap out of it.
Sorry.
This is real. Okay, and this werewolf was on assignment to take out a bride of Christ that had been rescued, a bride of Satan that they.
Which was it? A bride of Christ or a bride of Satan? Pretty big mix-up. Maybe you should get your story straight. Snap out of it, guys. Since you want to gaslight me into thinking you're crazy for telling a tale of you being attacked by a werewolf and then hunting and targeting a werewolf. Soccer mom looking woman. I had an encounter with a hybrid too in traffic on the way here. A soccer mom that looks like you in a RAV4 cut me off. I had an encounter with a hybrid too at the dispensary. It was an indica. I've heard of this phenomenon before, actually. It's called schizophrenia. She's either lying about this whole story or just admitted to stalking and attempting to murder a normal person for the past 2 years. Please put this woman in a mental institution immediately, either way. We used to have hospitals for people like this. Now we have podcast studios. We used to lock these people into a room with white walls. Instead, we still put them in a room with white walls, but they also have a Shure SM7B and a pair of headphones and a platform and Buzzsprout. These people need to be hospitalized. This is mental illness. And the crazy thing is, I get about 10 videos exactly like this sent to me every week. These people are out here and they're voting and they're functioning in society. You stand behind them in line at Starbucks. You honk at them on the road. You wave to them when you're walking by. And God forbid this woman think to herself, there he is. There's the werewolf. I mean, I'm Italian. My chest hair is fucking out right now. She might see me with the 5 o'clock shadow and my shirt open and think to herself, there he is. There's the hybrid. There's Taylor Lautner. There's the shapeshifter. And then I get killed by this fucking sycophant? And then I'm up in heaven when she inevitably dies and she comes up there and she's like, I'm here, Lord. And I'm standing at the pearly gates with Peter and I say, hey, you fucking lunatic. Remember when you stabbed me with a metal stake because you thought I was a vampire werewolf hybrid that was trying to kill the bride of Satan or the bride of Christ or whichever? Remember that? Remember you did that? Yeah, that wasn't very Christ-like of you, was it? Bye. Down to hell. And you can fucking sit at the table and tell your tale to Tim Pool about how you fucking killed the shape-shifting hybrid podcaster. That was me. That's going to conclude our episode this week, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in to the fastest growing podcast in the world. I appreciate whether you're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or if you're on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you smash the ever-loving fuck out of that subscribe button. I mean, what I want you to do is I want you to just fucking with the passion that Tim Pool had when he was describing his hatred of Ukraine that was totally unprompted and not paid for. I want you to fucking hit it with that kind of veracity. And I don't know if that's a word. Also, make sure you grease up that algorithm, yeah? By leaving a comment, telling me how much you missed me. And until next week. Did I jump the gun? Not yet. Until next week, as the world continues to... Not yet. As the world continues to crumble beneath our feet. Good night. And good luck.
Everybody listen close.
There's a brand new show that you gotta... Michael Jackson. Come on. With who?
With Gino.
That's right.
It's gonna get you moving, get you in.
You better be fucking dancing back home.
Good vibes, good times.
Sing along.
With Gino by your side.
Woo!
You'll be feeling fine. Every week, he's gonna bring the hype.
Woo!
So come on, let's go. Tune in online. Good life, good vibes, good times. With Gino, it's gonna be a real delight. So get ready to
Jared Goff. Go Lions.
Let's go.
Bitch.